Yesterday, Mavs owner Mark Cuban reiterated his support for any demonstration that his players might want to make during the national anthem. This was, sort of something he's been talking about for a couple weeks, but today a talk show host tweeted he would no longer be a Mavs fan if a player knelt during the anthem. Cuban responded first with a tweet saying, "Bye," and then he said, "The national anthem police in this country are out of control." Kendrick, do you expect to see players taking a knee if there are anthems played before games? They've said that they do intend to play them in the arenas. And what do you think of sort of this conversation about it?
Well, I do, Rachel. I mean, listen, I expect people to take a knee. Some people may sit down. But at the end of the day, it's what they believe in. And I applaud Mark Cuban for standing behind his players. This is what the players are asking for their ownership to support them however they want to go about it, for us bringing awareness to what's going on in the country. And by the way, Ted Cruz, you're wrong. By the way, I'm team Mark Cuban. He's always been on the front line of standing behind players, for us with the ownership. And what he's saying is right. Like, hey, I'm going to support my guys. I'm going to support my team. I'm going to support other players, and that's what we need. That's what we've been asking for as players. We've been begging the ownership for their support. We've been begging the ownership for them to support us. And by the way, the NBA is made up of 80% African Americans. So with the ownership group supporting us, that speaks volumes to me, because we have so many people in our African American communities that look up to us. And so with people of power of other race to support us in whatever we do and trying to make a stand and bring awareness is a beautiful thing. And I'm team Mark Cuban.
First of all, really? One or two people kneel during the national anthem when the lights are dark anyway and you're looking at the flag, and it ruins your whole sports fandom experience? You can't just get by that, even if you disagree with it somehow, and watch a basketball game and enjoy it? Like, really? Number two, whether players kneel or not is interesting. What's sort of left me with a bad taste in my mouth is the NBA continues to cop out on this. Every time they address it publicly, they say, well, we'll deal with that when it comes. And it seems like they just hope it doesn't come. They don't want to erase the rule that's on the rule books, but they don't want to say that. So, like, either you enforce the rule or you don't enforce the rule. Say what the actual stance is. And to me, like, if you want to embrace this moment like you say you are, let the players kneel. Don't enforce the rule, or either collectively bargain to wipe it away.
Yeah, I mean, there are rules on the books that they have already ignored in the cause of letting players express themselves, uniform rules before games, shoe rules, things like that. But absolutely, them deciding to keep this rule on the books has been interesting to me as well. And Zach, you and I were on this show a few weeks ago discussing this with Richard Jefferson, and his big concern was, don't let the national anthem become a red herring. Obviously, what we need to be talking about is not the national anthem. It is about the major issues, the things we have to fix in this country. I really respect that idea as well. I will say, though, what I keep saying about the names on the jerseys, or Mark Cuban coming out and saying something like this, giving NBA players the space, the room to have these kinds of expressions, to make these kinds of statements if they want to, that's what's important to me. It's not whether they do it or not. That is their personal choice. It's that the NBA is standing up, that owners like Mark Cuban are standing up and say, you have the room to speak your truth and we will support you. That's the decision that's important to me, and him reiterating that today, I thought was really powerful. I want to get to the jersey thing also, though, guys, because last week we told you Jimmy Butler wanted to go with a blank nameplate on the back of his jersey during the first few games of this restart. The idea being that, yeah, he's an NBA player, but when he walks out his front door, he could be any black man fighting all of the battles that black Americans face against systemic racism. Now, Yahoo Sports is reporting about 30 other players want to follow Jimmy's lead, but the league has yet to approve that. So, Perk, how do you think the league should handle this?
Well, listen, I'm not the one to judge anyone on how they want to go about it, addressing it. Like I said before, Rachel, we all are fighting the same fight. But my thing is, do something. Whether or not you don't want to have the message on the back of your jersey, but wear your family name with pride. That means a lot also. I mean, but not just to have it blank. I say nah, because you know how hard it was for guys before us, the older generation, to fight for us as African-American players to be able to play in the NBA. That's a privilege in itself. So you should wear your name on the back of your jersey with pride if you choose not to, put a saying or a slogan or whatever the case may be on the back of it. So I'm not judging, but I'm kind of against it. I'm just like, do something, wear something, whether it's your name, slogan, or whatever. Do something. Don't take it for granted.
But Kendrick, this is him doing something, right, Zach? I mean, for Jimmy, this is him doing something. This is making a statement. His point is, yeah, I'm famous, but that doesn't buy you privilege in this country. If your skin is a certain color, you don't have access to things that people say, oh, pull you up by your bootstraps. The idea is that when you walk out the door as a black man, you are treated differently in this country, and that has to change.
Well,
I agree with.
I think it's the kind of thing that would look.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, I think it's the kind of thing that would look striking on television to have no name back there. And I keep hearing from all sides, all stakeholders, how this is an unprecedented event, an unprecedented circumstance. Everyone is going to have to make compromises. Players are going to have to take pay cuts. Owners are going to have to do this, that, and that. So why can't we compromise on this? It's just a name on a jersey. Like all TVs are in high definition. We're all going to know that it's Jimmy Butler. If 30 other players take their names off their jerseys because they agree with what Jimmy Butler is doing, we're all going to be able to tell who the players are. I don't understand why this would be out of bounds, but there are so many other things that are going to have to change.
And then, by the way, Rachel, aren't they auctioning the jerseys off afterwards? Like,
yes.
To me, I think that means something. Like, let's auction it off with something on the back of it. Nobody want to, like if we go auction it off, you don't want to auction off a Jimmy Butler jersey with a blank name on the back. You want to at least have his name or some type of statement on the back. That's what's going to sell to go to the cause. So that's all I'm saying.
Well, look, we'll see if he gets to do it. If he does, Kendrick, you and I will keep track of what it auctions for. We'll revisit for sure. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.